Hit it.
that was that was a long 10 seconds. I was like, we were getting ready to start the show. I was like, but welcome to Power and Perspective. I am April. Everything got all messed up. This must be Aaron.
Yep, nailed it.
And we are here to reframe conversations with empathy and humor. Now, if you were here, you might have been expecting a show on paranormal activity, but the ghosts did not allow it. Oh, and you can hear both of us.
And we can hear both of us, yeah.
Dude, we're jamming. Yeah, but the ghosts would not allow the paranormal. I don't know, do we call them ghosts? Well, they would not allow Mr. Powers to be with us tonight. So we had to pinch hit, and I say pinch hit instead of punt because we did not give up. We are replacing the episode with Wheel of Randomness.
And just to be clear, we're just postponing. This is not a cancel.
Correct.
Here.
Yes, this is just a postponement. Mr. Powers is actually, I don't know why I feel like I need to call him Mr. Powers. He's very dignified. Just wait. It's because he's British. So I feel like everybody British is very...
It's racist.
I don't think it's racist. It's countryist. It's... What is that?
It's a specious argument.
No! It's not specious. That's weird.
That's a whole other thing.
But he has some technical difficulties.
Mostly around Skype.
I was just going to say that.
Thank you, Mr. Gates. Thank you, Mr. Gates.
Skype.
We all appreciate all of it.
Which I just found out is Microsoft, and also somebody stole my Microsoft information and used it to buy an Xbox Pass. So if that person is out there, on you, that's all I've got to say about that.
That's very aggressive. That's not very empathetic. Maybe they just couldn't afford one. It was Christmas. It's Christmas time almost, and their kid couldn't afford an Xbox Pass.
But then they shouldn't have an Xbox. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's probably true. That's a fair argument. I
went in and because I think the Xbox information they have is like through my account. I think they like made an Xbox thing through my account. So I changed their username to Thief. So if you see a thief, I'm sure they changed it back. But if you see thief and then the numbers, there's some numbers after it. Tell them
Yeah, we can get F's in the chat for everybody that uses Xbox Live on the reg.
Some of your...
Oh, look, no F's. Here we are. Oh, so I guess in our Audible here, we're going to revisit the Wheel of Randomness. Sorry. Yeah. I should have let you take that one.
You can do it, like Jacob said.
It excites you.
What? How can it not excite you?
Does Jiminy Cricket have an Xbox? Is that what he's saying?
Before we start the Wheel of Randomness, Aaron really wanted me to film my class on on
Oh my
video.
god. Hey, you got the glass.
I did.
I don't know. I don't know why anybody listens to me sometimes, but
I did get the
it,
glass, so now it looks like I'm drinking pee, which is debatable. This is my life now, guys. In case you want to know, if you say, "Hey, bro, how you're doing?" I'm I'm having a tall Bud Light can. That's how I'm doing. Yeah.
yep, it's Aaron's
Yeah.
favorite beer.
I'm having
Thank you,
a
Mr.
tall Bud
Jacob.
Light can. Trust me. This is just where life has taken me. This is not a choice.
Yeah, you can drink High Life or
That's
Miller Lite.
yeah,
Not Miller Lite. Don't drink Miller Lite. Ugh.
for a
Ugh.
headache.
God.
You drink High Life
Coors
for a
Light. Drink Coors Light. Drink Coors Light.
headache.
We're all adults here. We can drink Coors Light.
Okay, go to the wheel. Where's the wheel? Bring on the
Well,
wheel.
let's see here. Let's see if I can do this. If it's just gonna go
It
smoothly.
is.
Irma Gerd. It looks like it, and it looks like we've both got audio on it
Yeah.
too. So,
It went smoothly because of the paranormals. Like I don't want to call them something offensive, so I'm just gonna call them paranormals for now until I get the appropriate
uh,
terminology.
all right. So we're it's preppers is what we landed on.
Oh, preppers? Oh,
Yeah.
this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay.
Where's mom to chime in
I
on
know,
anything?
Mom, where you at? Mom, our mother is a prepper. Um,
Sort of.
but you know what? Okay, wait, what was I thinking the other day? Oh, I was watching Candace Owens. Do you know her?
No.
I think it's Candace Owens. Yeah, she's like,
She a friend of
no,
yours?
she's super, super, super right wing. Um, she's right wing black lady. That's why, like, it's weird, and she's kind of against
That's not
like
weird.
Black Lives Matter and stuff. No, I think that part's weird that she's against Black Lives Matter. But anyway, she's super, super right wing. And she came on, don't ask me why I follow her, but she came on and did a live. And for some reason, I started listening to it. And she's like, when will you people see like what's happening? She's like, my family is starting to think like, how can we live off the grid? And how can we do this? I was like, it made me think, oh my God, maybe mom is onto something.
Well, and also, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
They are not thinking about that.
No, nobody is. Oh,
Well,
oh, you
and I
mean
mean,
she's
the
not?
the one thing, the
You mean
what?
she's not the famous
Yeah,
person? Okay,
yeah, almost certainly not. Like they may be buying food, but that's not really.
prepping.
I feel like that's only part of it. I feel like the biggest part of it is a, not telling your neighbors, which is something that mom is not very good at. She wants the whole community to
That
know
she has a
that when the time comes where everybody's going to be violent over food,
yeah.
she's got all the
It's a
food.
month's worth of
And B
food for
is
one person, or for one day, the 800 people I invited can eat.
yeah. And you hope they bring guns for hunting.
Animals to eat, not you.
Yes, for clarity. Yeah. Not the most dangerous game. But I mean, like the one thing that and I don't watch any of the shows and stuff. This is just what I know from seeing people's stuff online and the products that get promoted is you have to like there are skills that you need that go along with all that for sustainability over time. And it's two parts. It's practice and developing skills that are helpful and also building a community because you're not going to be able to do everything by yourself.
Legit.
So you need to have a community of people who are well balanced and able to do things like, and this is where I'm falling short, grow stuff.
Yeah,
Because I don't know anybody that can grow
dude,
stuff.
and I
Because
cannot
I
grow
know
darn
you, and
thing.
that's yeah, and that's like a step backwards. Like I can't grow anything, but you like have a step
Where I
backwards from that.
like kill things or like yeah, they anti is
Yeah,
there an anti-grow? Because I feel like that's where I'm at. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
You
exactly.
walk into a garden and the flowers
And things
cower.
die. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're more afraid of you than you are of
I
them.
don't know what happened. I don't know how to take care of living things. I tell my kids all the time, you guys are lucky you're alive. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how I kept you alive. But did you hear Kardashian? Like, okay, this is a Facebook news thing, but something about
Oh my god.
The Kardashian, one of the Kardashian sisters was building a bunker under her house or something. No, you clearly did not hear this very
No,
important news.
that does not fall in the list of things I would have heard about no matter what.
But so this was the But this was the point of the article is like, look, famous people know what's happening and like, look what she's doing. And you know what I mean? That was the point. Is that things are
But like,
happening.
if everything collapses, right, and we're in that situation where we need, like, supply chains all completely break down, completely. This isn't COVID-19, not partially break down. Um, Probably shouldn't have said that. Oops. Uh, but I mean, you're gonna need not a bunker.
Yeah.
Like that's not what you need.
You need stuff. You
Yeah.
can't.
I mean, if it's like a warehouse, I mean, if you call it a bunker, but it's really just a warehouse, but also why put it under your house?
Yeah, but a bunker is for like if we have a nuclear attack, like so you can
Yeah.
let the nuclear fallout happen and then you come and emerge. I watch television.
You saw that movie with Alicia Silverstone and Brendan Fraser
Yes, that one
that I can't think of the name of right now.
and the one and the show the Incredible Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just lost you, and I don't know if that's me or not.
Uh, wait,
Oh, I
what?
just got you back. What just
Okay.
happened?
Uh, can I just tell you, Katie says that she can legit build a latrine. There we go. Let's build our community now, guys. List what you can do and your skills, and we'll put it together. Like those
This is our
Facebook things.
community.
It takes like the people you like communicate with the most, and it puts you in the little things. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking.
Also, Jacob, not Encino Man.
No, that's
Thank you for playing.
that's very different.
Horrible, horrible, horrible stuff there.
Oh,
I'm guessing that was on purpose, though.
okay, first of all, Encino Man is a fantastic movie. If that's what you're saying is horrible.
No, a horrible interpretation of what
Oh,
it is that
yeah,
we were
yeah,
discussing.
absolutely.
And in no way does Encino Man fall. I just can't think of the name of the movie. Also, Alicia Silverstone, not in it.
True, true. Good
Yeah.
points. Good
Maybe it
points.
was Clucino Man? That
so,
was the movie that we were obviously
so
thinking
with
of.
regarding of perspectives, I get it. I get the preppers. Do you get it?
Well, I mean, I think it's something that I condone, like not to an extreme extent,
Yeah,
but I mean, being prepared, even if heaven forbid you're in the middle of nowhere, your car breaks down, and you've got to be enough prepared to survive for 48 hours, um, just to even have
yeah,
fire. Like make sure that you're always prepared for things. I absolutely
yeah.
support that. I think some people go overboard with it, and like I said, have the wrong priorities, but
I think it's
you
good.
know,
Well, like
people got to do what they got to do.
mom got us a go bag one year for Christmas, so we both have go bags in our cars. Well,
When for clarity, it's not a go bag. It's a get home bag. It's a 48-hour bag. It's a
what's a go bag?
if you were stranded, a go bag is like I'm leaving the house. Bye.
Oh,
Goodbye
but I would
life.
still take that bag.
And you'd survive for 48 hours and then
And then I would
die.
die. No, because I'd find somebody else and I'd be like, please, can I join you? And
What do you have to trade? I've got cuteness, so I'm gonna
I
lean on
I
that.
got 52 cards. We could play 52 card pickup. That's all I got.
Wow.
That's all I got. Yeah, there's cards in there. There's colored. Have you ever looked in the go bag?
Yeah,
Mm.
I tore it apart and
Mm.
put some other
Took all
stuff
the
in it
useless
and
stuff out.
adjusted it. No, I don't think I took anything out. I mean, it was mostly food, water, and first aid. I mean,
Tisa's got a point. She says they'll steal your stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's why
this
you keep it to yourself.
and this I've said on the show before. Like I'm so like all these apocalyptic movies and everything where it's just like whoever the biggest guns wins, right? And wouldn't it be nice if we could just like stop and think and all work together?
Well, no, I mean and there's going to be a little bit of that. I mean the I hope you were like trying to hit a fly or
There
something
was a
and you're not.
freaking gnat in here. It's driving me insane.
Oh. If we all run to like Ohio, like center of the country, we could find places in the middle of nowhere and survive for a little while before anybody actually stumbles across us even. So, I think there's
Yeah,
options.
and then we could build up
I wouldn't do it like if you're in a big city, get the fuck out.
again. People come with the biggest guns though, and they'll just take all your stuff, like T says.
Yeah. Also, why we should practice building floating artificial islands. That's what we should work on. We should be knowledgeable in building artificial islands, and then we can just live in the middle of a lake.
This oh,
All the fish you can eat. Fish and water for days. What else do you need?
Well, is this to stay away from other people? Or
Yeah.
because and
Well, and also
it's easier to protect.
yeah, and you're on top of your food, and
Okay, I'm a fan. Like water, like water
you can grow
world,
some. You can yeah
but not
yeah
the
you can grow
ocean.
some dill. You can grow some dill on the raft, and then you got trout and dill. What else do you need? A little,
Salt. You're trying to think of salt. Like we'll just sweat.
No, I don't think you're gonna get
No,
salt out of a
we're just
lake. I don't
gonna
think that's how it
sweat
works.
and collect that,
Oh
and then
yeah,
let it
and then
evaporate.
evaporate it. This is not gross at all. Yeah.
Okay, spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Yeah, we need to.
Oh, they also, as you're spinning, Jacob said "Blast from the Past," and that is the correct movie, Jacob.
Yes. Excellent movie. If you're into 90s nostalgia and ridiculous
No,
premises.
but as you should be.
Well, here we are. We're rolling back to Aliens, which is still on the
Oh,
wheel.
that's all right.
Oops.
Oops. Did something happen?
And I need to. Yeah, I'm just trying to click my way out of
Oh, Aliens.
cluster fingers.
Katie makes a good point. She said, "Would you rather struggle to hopefully survive or die fast?" I think human nature is you try to survive. That's human nature. Because
Well, I mean, I've said it before. It depends on the
circumstances.
in which we're in this. If it's normal, like collapse stuff, fine. If it's, and just a transition here, if it's aliens, I'm going straight for the aliens. It's like, screw it. Enslave me. I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's just find out.
I can at that point see though how those little CIA pills where you bite on them and it kills you could be helpful, because I only want to go with the aliens to a certain point, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if it's a sufficiently advanced being to make it across at least the solar system to get here, they probably don't just need bodies to work, right?
But
so they'll probably just eradicate
we assume
us.
advanced is moral, right? We look at advancement and morality kind of travel together. Where in another universe, that may not be the thing.
Well, I mean, and the thing that it's, and there's some bias here, but I'll try to address that. Where one thing we'll have in common with anything is that survival is an economic battle, right? It's all about procreating and managing scarce resources, right? Because if you're going to survive, you need to outcompete other things. Even if you're the only life on whatever planet you're on, you still have to deal with scarce resources and trying to develop technology
unless you have abundant resources
around what you have available. Well, but in what circumstances would you have? I mean, you'd have to have unlimited resources,
because you just can make things grow and grow and grow and grow. And what if you're if you're smart enough?
Why would they explore?
What if because they're bored AF? They have everything they've always wanted, and they're like, dude, now what do we do? This is a legitimate possibility. I don't know why this is not in your realm of thinking, because I would do it. I'd be like, dude, I wouldn't even need a lot.
If they end up here, it'll be for resources. There's no other. I
disagree.
Bored AF. They'll have TV. They'll have alien sitcoms.
You're thinking too. You're applying
alien social media.
No.
I mean, they'll have their form of entertainment.
You're personifying
Either that or they don't
aliens.
need entertainment. What? Well, I mean, they're going to have a similar development.
You don't know that.
Like not biologically similar, but like I said, that they'll have, if they reach a point of excess, either they're going to have fewer. They're going to have fewer offspring if they get to the point of excess, or they're going to have increased offspring. And to the point where they need more resources. Or what if they're smart from the beginning
and they're like, guys, like we're just gonna have the offspring to replace ourselves, and everything's gonna be status quo, and we have the resources. They're smart from the beginning. I give these aliens a lot of credit, clearly, and and then we're all good, right? Because a lot of our overpopulation, a lot of it has to do with religion. Not a lot. Some of it has to do with religion, because a lot of religions, especially back in the day when you had to have enough kids to grow a farm, right? He had to work the farm. So like those kind of situations had made like a lot of kids.
Well, but that's built into
But
us.
it's not built into them. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that they would be separate from any kind of economic discussion about survival?
Yeah, because they already knew from the beginning. They're like, dude, we can't use these resources forever. Let's do a calculation. Okay, perfect. This is the amount of offspring we should have in relation to the resources we have to sustain forever.
So they came out of their, we'll go with Garden of
Yeah.
Eden as a type 3 civilization, class 3, whatever
Yeah.
it is, where they could harness the entire power of their solar
Yes.
system instantly. They had the
No.
technology in their brain
No, not
parts.
to harness the entire, just to be smart enough not to overproduce. Over reproduce? Overproduce? Over reproduce? What would that be?
But that's I don't understand. That does not guarantee the survival of the species, right? Like,
Yeah,
that would still probably be that. And when I say their development will be similar to ours, I mean that they'll have the same um like instinctual development where it's about survival and
yeah, but
managing
okay,
resources.
yeah, they figured that
So
out.
you'd want to have more and more.
No, they figured that out in the beginning.
Well,
they're not greedy. They're not greedy. We're happy with the status quo. We're
this is very
good.
weird and doesn't
It
track.
doesn't track because you're a human. And no,
Well,
no
but
cheesy,
like,
I've
who
not
else
seen
does
them.
that? Who else does that? What other being on this planet goes, I think we're good?
Oh,
Like, nothing does. It's all about
because
survival. That's how
that's what
it
this
develops.
is what this whole show is about. Everybody listen right now, right? Because we look at a perspective from one view. We have an isolated human view. We have no idea what kind of views or perspectives aliens can have. So to put these aliens in a box and make them fit into your little human shell, no.
Well, and if it's a planet where there's only one, where so their development path, right, goes from sulfur worm to crazy ant being, is just self-evolution. There's no stress in the environment. They just evolved just kind of because.
You're saying that everything is based on evolution and you believe in Big Bang and we came from bacteria. And that's the only way it could be. It couldn't be any other way that we can't conceive of.
So you want me to make an argument about something that's inconceivable? I don't think you know what that word means.
I do, because I watched Princess Bride, first of all. You like that reference, huh? Anyway, I watched Princess Bride, and it's inconceivable in our brains. That's what I'm talking about.
No, but we see other planets. This is not like things didn't develop. I'm saying that they can be like, I'm perfectly willing to accept a world where they're not carbon based, right? That's not how life developed. But you can't
Maybe they're AI.
Things don't spontaneously happen. Complex life doesn't just spontaneously
I don't know.
happen.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there when these aliens.
Please stop teaching science to children.
So, Katie agrees with me. She's like, she feels like Americans would do it if they were just bored AF. Like, that's a good point, Katie. Let's talk about America. We have nincompoops buying spaceships to go to space, right? For no other reason than they're bored AF and they have too much money.
Well, I don't think that that's probably true for Elon Musk. I think in the next like 5 years, we're going to see Elon Musk setting up asteroid mining organizations and
just to make more money. Like, we don't need anything. So what do we need?
What do you mean we don't need anything? Have you tried to buy anything with a microchip in it lately?
You can't.
We have lots of scarce resources.
We have scarce resources because we're greedy.
Well, yeah, but if you can, I mean, there's two solutions to that: use less or get more. Which one?
And the aliens have decided to use less. Thank you for agreeing with me.
I'm going back to the wheel before I start crying blood. Where are we at? Oh, look at that. I mean, we're kind of killing too much time here. We need to talk more.
You're talking. Look who you're talking to. You want me to talk? I can talk all day. Anybody want to pay me just to talk?
Something that won't make me cry blood. Yes, aliens are growing green if they're not already. All
The
right,
aliens
going
that
back.
I've
We got
made up in my head,
shortcuts.
TC.
Shortcuts at work.
What was this?
So for clarity, this ended up on the wheel because I was watching a presentation at a hacker conference about elevators and the shortcuts that elevator technicians take,
Oh,
like
yeah.
cutting out safeties. Like, hey, this safety mechanism doesn't work, so we'll just kind of jumper it out. The elevator's gonna work just fine in most of the circumstances. Uh, so yeah, and then I started thinking about where I work and the things that they do, and it's like, this is all pretty bad. Like, I feel like this probably happens a lot, and how do more people not
It
die?
probably happens a lot in many different professions too. Like important. Look at the car.
Yeah.
Well, it happens on a corporate level. Like a car company will be like, oh, that part dysfunctions and kills this many people. It would cost this much to stop to change all the parts in the car. It costs less to pay the how many
Settle.
ever many
To
people.
settle with them.
That happens.
Yeah.
So if that can happen on a corporate level, you don't think one little guy and his little thing is like, dude, if I just run the wire over here and over there, like the likelihood of it killing someone is not high, so let's just do it. I'd like to go home early.
Yeah. I mean, but is it worth it? I mean, because when you
For
think about it,
me,
like maybe
no.
those people. So, but I mean, those people are inevitably getting paid a certain amount of money, which is not a high amount in comparison with the people who are skilled at their job and able to address things
Correct.
properly. Would it be worth increasing the relative pay of all of the people in that industry to ensure that you hire skilled technicians who are diligent and willing to do all of that? Like, does it all balance out in the end where we can afford to have elevators in small
But
buildings?
think about like Stephen makes a good point, although it's funny.
Fill the fire extinguishers with whipped cream.
like
Yes.
like even those kind of workers, even the people who go around and check fire extinguishers, right? Like every little thing. And you can't make humans effective and think about the future, like the possible results of their inaction or the possible results of their deficient work, right?
Oh, and especially when they're separated from it.
Yeah, yes, that, yes,
Like, it's not like I don't ride this
right.
elevator. Who gives a shit? Like, I've been a technician basically my whole work life. My roles or job titles have always had technician in them. So I mean I see it all. Like, and you when you're separated from it, if you're not worried about customer loyalty and stuff, like if you put in the elevator and you have a service contract, then who
Yeah.
cares? I mean, we have $1 million pieces of equipment that show up that clearly haven't been QC'd at all. Like, there's no quality control, and sometimes there's just
Where's it
missing
from?
wires.
China?
No, that's a complicated question that I probably shouldn't
Divulge.
talk too much about because I could probably
Aaron
get in
works at
trouble.
secret
The wrong person
places.
were to see it. I do.
Aaron's cool like that.
I work at very secret places. I have to go through 2 car gates to
I
get
know
into
that's
work.
so cool. With people with weapons too, right? Stand outside.
Yeah. No, they don't stand outside with weapons. All the weapons are in the office.
Oh. Do they
Yeah.
stand?
They all wear tactical vests, and I think they all carry tasers though. So I mean, that's
I think you could
something.
live through a taser.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, not after I had that cup of coffee from earlier,
It would shock you, right?
but no, I mean it's when like at work now that I work for a company as opposed to doing work for other people, like it's easy to see how dangerous things can get very
Or how it could
quickly. Because I
easily it can
mean,
happen, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about life.
they had issues. They had issues with equipment when they were doing the first installs. That there were issues with breakers, and they had arcing events, and this is for 12,000 volt
That's
equipment,
insane. Uh,
and it was bad gear.
I was gonna say something about equipment. Oh, I totally forgot.
Uh,
Bradley's trying to fix us for next time. Yeah. First of all, Jacob says you're a subway technician.
I am a subway technician.
And they wear.
I work on a subway.
They wear weapons. Um.
So if you're ever taking public transit in Georgia, I will see you at the sandwich shop.
It is true though. The more complicated our lives are, the more we are like we don't even keep it in our brain, right? That we are thinking, depending on the work of others that we don't even see or know or don't even consciously think of. That's what I'm trying to say, on a day-to-day basis, right? Like,
yeah.
And this is another reason why simplifying our lives is a good thing. Don't take the elevator.
It's in our
take the stairs.
It's in our, well, that part, no, as far as simplifying, that's not going to go to my point, but we'll get to it anyway. I'll say it anyway. I mean, it's in all of us to increase output with reduced effort,
yes.
right? Like, no matter what it is, like everything, if you stop and look at your life, this is why we talk about things like meditation and what do they call it? Presence. Mindfulness is because it's like we want to reduce calorie output as much as we can, and the brain uses a lot of calories. It's like a quarter.
You think that's what meditation
of
is
our calories.
To reduce calorie output?
No, that's us struggling against
gotcha.
our nature to create these systems where we're cutting that off and we're not spending those calories. Like, that's extra calorie expenditure to break from that.
And that's even beyond human nature. Societal conditioning is about getting as much done as you can in the shortest amount of time.
Yeah.
So taking the stairs, I could take the elevator and send 3 more emails than if I took the stairs, right?
I mean, I guess it depends on how big your building is, too.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
because if you got a 2-story building and you're like, I need to go fast, so I'm taking the elevator, you're fucking up.
Now we're creating judgments based on how tall your building is. That's what's happening here.
Well, no, I think waiting for an elevator instead of taking the stairs in a 2-story building will not get the job done more quickly.
Oh, but see, now you're assuming it's based on productivity, like time versus productivity. What if it's, I just want to enjoy the elevator ride because I like the bumpity bumpness of the elevator as it goes up? Or what if I want to have...
If you're in an elevator that goes bumpity bump, again, you need to call somebody.
What if I like to have love in an elevator? That was so off key it couldn't be illegal. It just couldn't be.
This is a family show, literally.
And only literally, not even.
Yeah, not your family, but not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
I know.
Even though it is our family.
Spin the wheel. You have to remember.
Well, it's only 8:30. You're killing us here. We need to get more topics.
We don't have a lot of topics on there.
Well, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Katie
6,
said
7,
11
8,
a 2-story.
9, 10, 11, 12. We're at 12.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Oh my God, we have so many topics.
If you don't hit the emergency stop in that elevator, guess what? That's going to be a short, very uncomfortable ride, so to speak.
Even if it's a really high, like even if you let's say it's a 50-story building and you hit 50, someone is gonna mess you up and hit like 13 and 25.
Oh yeah, they're showing up.
Yeah.
Save it for other public places, not elevators. Bad plan. Unless you live in a building that has 2 stories, 1 and 150, and there's just gap in between. Or it's a space elevator that inexplicably has no cameras.
Or a private elevator, or the elevator in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but that one has
a walk-avator.
Glass.
Yeah.
So
but I mean,
it's really high.
It goes sideways and other ways. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Let's move on. All right, spinning the wheel.
Oh.
No, we should put what happened with Rust on this list. All right, we're at aging, which is a conversation a topic I've been having a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know why you wanted it.
No, I didn't. This was requested by a face friend. I think someone who doesn't even watch our podcast. Anyway, we're going to talk about aging. I think it's about like enjoying the process versus like trying to go against the process.
Okay.
right?
Um. Well, I mean, my knees disagree. Like, I mean, I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
There's no,
My brain is, I don't know
no.
if you guys have noticed or not, but I'm losing my mind. Like, I can't think of words, like common words. And this does not have anything to do with the pee I'm drinking. This is during the normal
Well, no,
day.
this is and see, and this is your human false temporal reasoning. It's always been that way. You're just
Oh,
noticing
for
it,
reals?
and you're noticing it today, and in 10 years, you'll notice it again, and you'll be like, "Oh man,
No.
this is really happening to me
No,
now."
I'm telling you, it's worse. Like it's progressively worse. I progressively cannot think of normal words that I use on the daily. I used to use on the daily, and I can't even think of them. I'll just sit there like, do you watch iZombie? If you don't, you should. I'm telling America right now. Or I guess not just America, the
Well, yeah,
world.
it's Rob Thomas. Yeah,
I don't know who Rob Thomas is, but I love iZombie. And you know when they get a vision and they're like, that's what I feel like when I can't remember a word. I
you just completely
Yeah, I'm
zone
like,
out. Like, is this when you're like forcing
no, I'll
recall,
be talking to
or
a
when you're mid
class.
sentence and you're trying
Mid
to say
sentence. I'll be
something?
talking to a class and I'll be blah blah blah. I don't know that word. Like I'll literally forget a word like that I was about to say.
You need to read more.
That might be true.
Little
Because
help with that.
I
You need more words. You have only words going out and not enough words
well, I
coming
listen to
in.
audio.
That's how that works. It's like a
Yeah,
it's a
but I
word
listen to
bank.
audio.
Oh, I mean that's
Oh,
sufficient.
I thought it's
Well, maybe. I don't know. I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. Maybe it's because I don't read as much. I don't read. I used to read all the time. I used to read while I was driving down the road. We've had this talk. But now, TC says her knees, back, and butt hurt because that's because you fell on your butt, though. Like that was an accident. Not, I didn't know if you want me to
That's
divulge that
very
to the world,
dismissive.
but
It's very
it's not
dismissive.
dismissive. It's like you can have an accident and it can affect you. That's not necessarily age. Katie says, you 10 years from now will think, dang, I look good. Enjoy you today. Yes, Katie. That is facts right there. 5 years ago, I look good. I remember I was taking pictures of myself. I was like, okay, I could do a little more here, a little more here. And now I'm like, dude, like, where did this come from? Like, I don't even know.
Like you just look at the back of your hands. It's like whose hands are
You
these?
did you get mom's hands? My hands look, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you looked at my hands, you would think I was like 100 years old. We have
Oh no, I don't
in
have
our
that.
family of notorious old lady hands. My daughter Sage has them. My oldest daughter, old lady hands. It's weird.
Did you have them at
Yes,
18?
I've always had old. Look at this. How old would you think I
Wow.
was? Look, I'm gonna show you everything. This is my hands.
Thinner.
Craziness.
Yeah, no, I have. If you looked at my hands, you'd just think I was an infant.
Oh, I'm so sad for you. Oh, you have infant hands. Oh,
I do
this
have
whole
infant
thing.
hands. It's very disappointing. It makes it hard to do things like hold tools because they're too big.
Uh, okay, Jacob just said something that comes up in Facebook. That's the kind of stuff that makes you feel old, right? The stuff they bring up in Facebook. He said 1992 is as far away from us now as 2052 is.
That sounds false. I feel like 2052 is probably like 3 months close, 1 month
Oh,
closer.
oh,
Where are
he's
we
being
at?
ridiculous.
November.
Ignore him.
It's maybe two months
Ignore him.
closer. Month
Isn't
and a
that
half.
crazy? Like
Month,
when
month
someone
and two
says
thirds.
20 years ago, I'm like, oh yeah, 1980.
And psych.
Right? What?
Yeah, the millennium definitely screwed all of that like perspective up.
Yes.
Like for just for quick
Yeah.
thought.
I'm like,
It's like, oh yeah, the 19s were like 100 years ago
oh
now.
my God, how crazy is that? This is crazy, people.
Yeah.
Someone who's 100 years old was born in 1920. I was going to say 1910.
1921
1921.
even
In the
possibly.
20s with the flapper dresses, which to me seems just like, I was going to say it seems just like yesterday, but like I wasn't there. But like when I was in school, we learned about it like it was recent, right?
You learned about it yesterday.
Okay, spin the wheel, spin the wheel.
But you can have it. You can take aging if you figure out a way to have it.
Accept it, love it. I think that's what we agreed on. Um, Katie says this is the year they only
I
have to look at the
refuse.
19 to know you are legally able to drink. I know, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Did we do this one? The money spent on the Super Bowl? Is that? Did we talk about
Did we talk
this?
about it? Because we could talk about it. Jacob says
Yeah,
that
go
I should
nuts,
stop teaching
cause
children, but then he said, "JK, my children love my class. I teach virtual school now, and you have no idea how many students are like, you're the best. I love this class." Or we'll be like going, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, guys, we only have 1 minute left of class." They're like, "What? How that happened so fast?"
and then they get to their next their science class next year, and they're trying to convince the teacher that aliens just spawned fully
Except
developed out of the
I'm gonna make
ether.
everybody, I'm gonna blow everybody's mind right now and make you question your child's education. But I'm actually teaching English right now.
Yeah, that's happened
Yeah,
before,
I know.
and
I'm sorry. I apologize.
it it
But what's good is
disturbs
we learn together.
so
We
much of
learn
me.
together. Like I learn, they learn.
Ah, oh man, what grades are
It's six.
these? Tell me low.
It's
Is it still
sixth
elementary
grade.
school?
Sixth grade.
Oh, that's not quite elementary school. Those are real humans you're teaching
Yeah,
English to.
we read a poem. This is not on the wheel, but guys, but we read a poem, and I was like, it's called like the Golden Cat, and I was like, oh okay. I was like, oh, this is such a great, great. And then we started answering questions. It turns out the whole thing was not about a cat. It was a metaphor for the sun, and I
Oh,
thought it was legit about a cat. Okay, people. I thought it was about a cat the whole time. And then it's like it was like about the sun. I'm like, oh guys, I don't think this is about a cat.
I thought you were gonna say it was about
No, we had to go
drugs.
back and read it again. I was like, oh, and everybody in the chat is like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense now. Oh, I totally get it. Look, it is about the sun. So
Oh, that's
it
really
was a
weird.
learning.
That thing you
It was
just
a
did,
learning moment.
where you're like everyone in chat, but it was a
Yep.
classroom.
Yep.
Oh, that
That's
feels
because I teach
weird. Yeah,
virtual
that feels
school.
really
So they
weird.
go,
Well, I know, I
oh,
get that. I
um,
mean, I understand it. It just doesn't feel
yeah,
right.
I get what you're saying.
Like I went back into AIM and we were all talking because it's 1992, like 5 years ago.
Okay, did we spin something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about money spent on the Super
Oh,
Bowl.
did we talk about this, guys? This is here because the astronomer that I had speak to my science class said we spend like $2 billion or something on the Super Bowl. And should we spend that much? And then I think, well, the Super Bowl makes money too. So it's not like it's spending tax money. But then I thought about like the Raiders Stadium. It's really built partly on tax money, right?
Yeah, almost all.
Yeah. So this,
Because Sheldon Adelson backed out of the whole thing and it was a whole that was a whole thing.
yeah.
Like everybody got screwed on that
So
one.
it really is not just because they make money. Like, I get,
And now they're bringing drunk drivers
I know,
and violent thugs
right?
to the
People who
city.
flash the guns. Freak. Crazy
Yeah.
people.
When you heard about Henry Ruggs,
Wait.
right? Is Henry Ruggs the guy who got into a drunk driving
Yeah,
accident
yeah,
and
yeah,
killed a
yeah.
woman?
That one, and the
Oh,
guy who
okay. Yeah.
flashed the guns, and then the coach
Yeah.
who,
By the way, guys, just so you're aware, if you're gonna be on social media and making videos, leave out the guns and threats just in
okay,
case.
and
Not for any other reason,
keep
just
your
in
sex
case.
videos to yourself as well, just for funsies, just as an extra precaution.
Yeah, even if it's on an elevator, keep it to yourself.
Oh, I wonder if people who watch, because they have like cameras, like security cameras have got to be the best thing to watch. There,
I
we have security. This is, I don't even know what topic we're on, but we have security cameras in our neighborhood, and they point at this corner. And right at that corner, there's a house with a dog that scares the bejesus out of me every time I walk by. And I was talking to my neighbor, and it does the same thing to her. It would be such a hilarious TikTok or reel or whatever the peeps use now. It would be so hilarious to just put that video on there where people are just walking and like scared, like everything. Anyway, I pictured it in my head. You don't look as excited.
well, no, I mean, I would watch a
Yeah,
compilation of
right?
that, but I think you'd be building that for
Yeah,
a
that would take a
while.
long.
So when you talk about, yeah, I think you have to watch a lot of
Yeah,
video
people do that.
to get that,
Yeah.
yeah. And those people probably, I mean, whatever.
They
If it
have
makes
no
them happy, who
life. I
cares?
mean, it's not like they don't have a podcast that's like super awesome that they do instead.
Yeah, they don't have technical difficulties in their
Yeah.
lives that totally disrupt
right?
everything.
What was the topic again?
So I think that like in the grand scheme of things, as far as how much money
Oh,
is spent in the NFL on a yearly basis in general, that the Super Bowl being just I mean, it's kind of a drop in the hat,
that's
right?
true.
Or a drop of the bucket, whatever the
But that makes
colloquialism
you
is.
think too. So this makes me think of what athletes are paid. And I know athletes make this is the problem. Athletes make money, right? So this is what our society.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
because yeah, that's the problem because our society is based off of can you make money? Well, teachers can't make money. Their salary is paid. It's not like students are going to pay them. Their salary is paid by the government and taxes that are given, right? So teachers are paid crap. These athletes who flash guns everywhere are paid out the arse. Like, how can we balance this?
Have one not be a product of the state.
And then what? Have people pay for it? And then only the rich
Yeah,
people.
would you? I mean, would you pay for your kids to be
Well, yeah,
educated,
but I am. I was gonna say I'm financially well off enough.
or send them to a? Would you send them to a Catholic school if you didn't have to
No,
pay?
I would pay.
Under
I
no,
would
so
pay.
if the option if you were in a low income area and you were struggling, you would not send your kids to a Catholic school. Instead, you would send them to some crap ass other school, because I mean that's historically speaking, uh, all of the oh shit. Now you're doing it to me. Um,
Uh-huh.
charity is largely given by, historically
Uh-huh.
speaking, by
Religious
religions.
institutions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of charity has come from in the past, in
First of
humanity's
all, we all
past.
know Ayla would
So
get kicked out of any Catholic school. I think we're all in agreement that that would happen. Um, I would homeschool over Catholic school, but if that wasn't an option, yeah, I would pay for that, and then I would when they came home, I would like try to overcompensate for
supplement.
choice. Like this is a
Yeah.
you still need to decide. This is one person's view. Like look at all the views and make a choice. Don't just believe it because they say it. So
Well, and I think that people, I mean, if we weren't reliant on education the way we were, that people would probably do more teaching at home or engage in more educational activities than we do now, which is
and I've
nil.
been I'm researching for a book I'm writing, like my manifesto. No, I'm kidding. It's not. But like the history of teachers, right? If you follow me on Facebook, you see that the history of teachers, it part of the creation of a standardized education system was to fit them into a box, was to create citizens of this country that we feel are like appropriate citizens, right? So
No, I thought it was to make factory workers.
well, it depends on the time of it depends on the uh time. I'm talking
Yeah.
about back even before factories, schools.
Oh, you're talking about long,
Yeah,
long
yeah.
ago in a
Like
galaxy far, far
that's
away.
why
Yeah.
things were starting to get organized because we wanted to create a certain kind of human, right? So we were like organizing. I forgot the point of my sentence.
The point of what she's trying to get at is raise athletes, not scholars. Um, even if you have to
That's a
adopt,
shirt. That's a shirt.
if you're
Raise athletes, not scholars.
if you're in a family where you're on average 5'3", and you probably don't have a chance raising kids that are going to be pickleball champions,
adopt,
maybe
adopt,
adopt.
adopt a kid. Yeah.
Adopt an Australian, and then they can be kickers in the NFL and make a whole bunch of money,
Right?
and not hardly
This is
get hurt
freaking genius.
unless you're.
First of all, I feel like
Oh,
I've
I
watched
know.
these
Yeah.
kickers, and I'm like, this is all you do. How did you miss that? How did you miss that? That's all you
Well,
do.
that's a silly question. Like if you think about it, just think about it from a mathematical perspective, right? If the further away you get, like if you're looking at two lines from the center of a circle and you're looking at, right, like you're talking about halves of a degree. Like
Don't
the
ruin football with
actual.
math, please. You're ruining football with there's
No, it makes it more
no.
amazing if you look at the margins of error
I
that they're
want to be
dealing with.
infuriated that
It's
that
pretty
doofus head couldn't
incredible.
get the tiny ball between the very large space between two poles. That's what I would like to be infuriated with. Thank you so much. The blind side.
Like, Yeah,
Yes, the
exactly.
blind
This is why more people should adopt anyway,
because of the blind side.
especially short
This is
people.
this is why
Short, just if you're short,
the
just adopt.
adoption societies should take on this perspective.
We're gonna breed short people
Do you
out of
want to
the.
raise athletes? Then adopt. Are you short with no hope of any future? Adopt an athlete. Okay. Like we have time for one more spin.
All right, and and Jake's just continuing to drop
I don't know what those
videos.
are. Like
I don't know. I'm not clicking on them
yeah.
during the show because we're not gonna watch unless we
I
all
was
watch
gonna say
videos
I'll be
together.
like, please pause while I watch this video.
All right. And the spin is on. Spin is on. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Uh-uh.
Probably. Whatever. Where are we at here? Oh, good. This is a fun one. Does true happiness exist?
Somebody asked that in the Facebook group too. I think it was the same person as the aging one. Does true happiness exist? I think it's our problem with society, and I don't mean to go straight to a problem on a happiness question, is that our definition or our rubric, is this teacher word, our qualifications of happiness are skewed. Does that make sense?
I mean, the words make sense. Yeah, you haven't really made your
Because
point
like
yet, but
we expect
I can't
for
stick
me
with
to
you
be
on that
happy, I
yet.
should have $1 million and I should have this and that and this and that. Like if I have all these things, then I'm happy, right? Where we know rich people aren't necessarily happy. We just think that, oh, this will get me happy, this will get me happy, instead of deciding, you know what, I think I'll be happy now.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree. I think that I think it's a an ill pursuit anyway. I think that really our viewing of the future is so limited. Like the way we see the future is so limited that if you focus on removing the things from your life that keep you from happiness, that you will find happinesses that you did not realize
Yes.
existed.
And what you
So focus on removing things and creating a vacuum for happiness to
I would like
fill.
to say many cliches at this point, one including what you resist persists. What you focus on, is there a rhyme for that one? No. Like what you paid what you focus on is what you see.
You hocus
Like your,
pocus on it.
your reticular activating system.
It's like
Your
magic.
reticular activating system wants to prove your brain right. That's what it does.
Oh, I thought you were gonna rhyme on
No.
that one. I was
Oh,
waiting
that would
for it.
be
I was
clever.
disappointed.
Back at you later. But your reticular like it just wants to it collects data to prove your brain right. That's what it's doing. And so if you're like, my life sucks, you could be literally living in a mansion with all your bills paid. You can tell what I think is happiness. But like if you could be living in a mansion with all your, I don't want to live in a mansion because then you have to clean a mansion or hire someone to clean a mansion, and then you have to deal with people coming in your house cleaning the mansion. Anyway.
No, you just have a Rosie.
Why did I think of Rosie too? What show are you thinking of?
The
Oh,
Jetsons.
yes. Oh, yes. Good. Yes. So
Yeah.
if you think your life sucks, your brain is going to constantly look like, oh, I want to make sure she's right. Oh, yep. Look here. That's where your life sucks. That's where your life. This is science, people. I'm not just spouting stuff. That's where your life sucks. It's the same reason why if you
Well,
buy a yellow.
yeah, we have negative
Yeah, that
biases.
too. Yeah. If you buy a yellow, I was going to say a yellow sub. If you buy a yellow submarine, if you buy a yellow bug,
We could all live in it.
if you buy a yellow bug, then you start seeing them everywhere. Well, they were already there, like you said before. They were already there, but now your brain is noticing them because it wants to emphasize what your brain has put into it. It put in this yellow bug. Oh, look, yellow bug, yellow bug, yellow bug. It reinforces. That's the word I was thinking of. Reinforces what your brain is already
Yeah.
thinking. Why do you look confused?
Oh, so you're saying? Well, I'm trying to relate it back to happiness and where does
Because
it,
if you think
you,
positive things, your brain is looking for positive things. If you think negative things, no matter what circumstance you're in, your brain is going to look for negative things. So you can be
yeah, well,
happy.
that's
I
fair.
went to Nicaragua and we poo-pooed in a box surrounded by mud that I hope was mud and not just additional poo-poo. They didn't have toilet paper.
You should have brought Katie along with
Yeah.
you.
They didn't have to, right? They built a latrine. They didn't have toilet paper. Like, but they were the happiest people I've ever seen. They had no floors to their homes, yet they opened their homes to us and we stayed there. Like, but they were happy. They didn't need all this other stuff. First of all, they didn't know it existed,
Well,
which is
I mean, to be
helpful.
fair, like also that they were you perceive them as
That's
happy.
true.
I mean, there's a lot of people that I don't know that might think I'm happy. That's
Like
not true. I can point
like
them out.
right
But that's not my point.
like Robin Williams, right? We would never imagine something like that
Yeah.
happening, right? Yeah. Uh
Yes, some of my favorite people who are like uplifting, a lot of the musicians, and you see it a lot in music, like people that write uplifting lyrics and bright happy songs, like they commit
yeah.
suicide, and it's like there's so much you didn't
Mhm.
know. So you never know. I
Exactly.
mean, it could be a show like we want you to be happy because you're building us a school, so we're gonna be
Yeah.
happy.
Like Steven makes a good point. Like Stockholm syndrome, even captives become happy eventually. That's true too. Like humans are, I don't know if that quite fits, but humans are quite adaptable as well. If we think of the positive
Oh
side,
yeah.
humans adapt immensely. Um,
Well, I mean, human relationships you can see anyway. Like manipulation happens
yeah, and
constantly, and we're all victims of it because that's what
I don't,
we
yeah,
all
that's
want.
true, but it doesn't make us happy. Like, so a
I don't
I
know that
don't
it
know. That's
doesn't.
this is
Dissolution of it may not make us
yeah.
happy.
This is a good point. So, like, think of a child who is beaten, right? And taken away from their parents. They'll call for their parents. They'll say they want to go back with their parents, even though they're beat every day, right? But are they really happy? Or if they go with another family where they see you're not supposed to be beat every day, then wouldn't that make them less happy? Because now they realize, oh crap, look, my parents aren't supposed to beat me. And now I'm even sadder because I didn't even realize that. I thought they were showing me love.
See, and I think that's the problem with discussing happiness in general.
True.
Like it should be about eliminating negative emotions
Rather than
because you never
adapting to
like
positive.
things that you find negative because you can adapt and be happy in those
Yeah.
situations because you're not always going to be like, let's take away the parent beating thing and say you're in poverty and you're unemployed, you got fired from your job and you're trying to find happiness, right? If you eliminate those things that make you unhappy, I mean, struggle is struggle, but you can be more happy in your
But
struggle
you,
by eliminating negative
and you
things because the gaps will be
and
filled
also
with
like again,
more of what you're
very
looking
cliche
for.
things. You can look at the journey, like this struggle. That's how good things are created through struggle, right? I can, even though I'm struggling, I can
Yeah.
still go outside and see the sunset, right? Like these are happy that people can embrace, or people can be like poo poo on them. Um, I think what Katie said is kind of a thought to ponder, people. She said, "Can we just do truth or dare with you all?"
Oh god, that
Would
sounds
you do truth or dare?
horrible.
I would do. Katie,
Actually, I have no
I was gonna say
secrets. I'm a
it's.
pretty open book. I don't
I'm not
really.
scared of the truth part. The,
Yeah,
I would have to I would have to deny or veto some dares.
we'd have to get somebody else to produce that so that we can just be on Skype on our phones
Oh, so we can go out into the world.
and run around doing stupid crap.
Nudity
Yeah, that'd
nudity would
be
have to be banned, guys. I'm sorry.
yeah, no
And
elevator
you would
sex.
not want to see that anyway. Let me just be very clear.
I don't think there's any buildings around me that are more than 2 stories
Could we do that? Like who
either.
we
No, that would be horrible. That's a whole other thing. You can do that on Instagram with all of whatever. That's not,
Aaron just thought the whole process through in the last 10 seconds. He's like, wait a minute, no, this is
no,
terrible. Or
no,
he saw
never.
that I was actually taking it seriously. Like, yeah,
That's probably
let's
it.
do
Yeah.
this.
I'm theoretically down for anything.
Theoretically. You sound like mom is
Yeah.
so right when you sound like the Big Bang sometimes. I'm theoretically down for anything.
Does she say that?
Yeah. She said you're like
Oh,
Sheldon.
I don't. Oh, I find that very
Really?
offensive.
I love
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Yeah. Well, there's an uncertainty there, Katie. Katie said you can have some safety and legal rules. There's it's the level of uncertainty in the
I would let
dares.
Katie think
Like
of any dare.
I
Wouldn't you?
can we just do truth? Just truth and truth cuz Goodness
I know
gracious.
Aaron and I are like the most open book. Do you want to know my deep dark past? Um, but don't you think if Katie thought of a dare, she said if you are comfortable lying.
I mean, she must have
I know,
plans.
right?
I mean, she's probably got a list of 20 things on either side just ready to
Yeah, she's
go.
planning this thing.
Because it was kind of out of the
She says if
blue.
you're comfortable lying, it's all easy. And clearly, as if you know us and if you watch a show at all, we are not comfortable lying.
Yeah, it takes a
I'd
lot
have
of
to
work for me to
actually
lie.
believe
It
it.
takes some work.
I'd have to convince myself
Yeah,
of it to be able to lie.
yeah, and then you can be
Yeah.
happy when you
I
live in
like
that
that.
lie.
Like, did you see how we brought
Yeah,
that around to the actual topic?
yeah. I think that's what she was doing. She was trying to
Bring it around.
juke us
Yeah.
into it. When the aliens take me to their spaceship, Steven says, I'll say I want to go back. The aliens are just trying to make me happy. I mean, that
It
could
could
be.
be.
I mean, if I mean, it's the Matrix argument,
Yeah.
right?
It could. That's a
Because
good
like,
point, Steven.
what if? Because they have to get something out of it. Because it's, I still, I still
They're
don't,
bored.
I
I
don't
already
know
told you
about
they're
this.
bored. I tried to explain to you 100 times. I don't know why you don't get it. They're bored. Have you ever been bored, Aaron? Also, TC says you're more of a Leonard, and I would have to agree. I would have to agree, TC. You're not as socially inept as Sheldon. 100% true.
I don't know. It depends. I haven't been out of the house in like 2 weeks,
I just
so
went.
it might be. I might
I
be
went
in
out of the
that.
house wearing this this sweatshirt and these camo sweatpants to pick up a check, and my hair hasn't been washed in like a week, and I don't care.
Oh, I didn't wash. I actually did leave the house today, but I didn't wash my hair.
Why didn't you leave? You didn't have work?
No, it's Sunday.
Oh, I
It's my
do that.
Sunday.
You
Tomorrow's
guys, I didn't
Monday.
even know that. Oh, that stinks. And you stay up late on your Sunday. Look at the sacrifice this man makes.
Well, we end at my bedtime.
Okay.
Well, an hour
Oh,
before my
that's good because you
bedtime.
need time to calm down. Because I can't lie, I'm hyped after this.
Oh yeah, and I'm still flying high on the accidental 4 cups of espresso that I
That
had.
too. Oh, that should be. There you go, you
So,
guys. That's our new ad. Power and perspective. It's like 4 cups of espresso. What do you think?
I that sounds
Okay.
horrible.
It is.
Because I think it is for us. I don't know if it is
I
for
know.
anybody else.
Like, do you guys?
Because generally speaking, having a camera on me and a microphone in front of me makes me very
Oh, I'm not
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable at all. I don't know if you didn't notice, but it gets like I talk like, and I the whole day. I mean, I teach English and I teach the same lesson 6 times, guys. It's so boring. So this is. I'm like,
Yeah, it couldn't be a
I
day
get
better.
like hyped up, and so then I like. There's that. Stephen and Jacob get to pick one dare. Is that a deal breaker, Katie? That is such a deal breaker. You
Hard deal
hard.
breaker.
You clearly do not know Stephen and Jacob eat based on the
Oh
comments.
man.
I yeah,
Oh man.
hard pass on that. Hard pass. Okay, next week the goal is okay. I would like to tell you guys that our Bradley says he either him or another guest, which he has alien abductees that we might speak to. Oh, he
Oh, that would be
oh, just
great.
so you know, he has a guest available right now. It's too late. I'm sorry. We're going to bed. Um, yeah. So
And we're here at the end.
so so next week, hopefully we'll have that. And it's Veterans Day
Yeah.
weekend.
So.
Celebrate a veteran.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, and the Marine Corps
Yeah.
birthday and all
Tomorrow's
that.
Veterans Day. I get free stuff, guys, in case you want to know. That's why I did it. I always say I did it for the deals. I can get free Denny's breakfast, free Starbucks if you're a veteran. These are things you can get.
But did you get college?
Yeah. I got some.
You
I
did?
mean, I got some.
Okay. You do some of that. You only get some
Yes,
college.
when you
That's how
do
that
some
works.
of the effort, you get some of the college.
Yeah.
I get a VA,
Yes.
you
It's
know.
a lesson. That's a lesson for
Yeah.
everybody. If you want all the college, do all
Yeah,
the
but all
military.
you have to do is 2 years. That is a lesson. Go full in for 2 years. You get so much more than if you do reserves for 8 years. 6 years active, 2 years inactive. 2 years, boom. You get the same stuff I got in 6 years.
And 2 years is
Right? two
nothing.
years is nothing. We know that.
Yeah, 2
We know
years is
that now that
normal.
we're old.
Well, I
But at
mean,
18,
there's probably a lot of complicated things in there about war and
oh,
all
that's
that,
true
but
too. But at 18, two
yeah,
years feels like forever, right? But I mean, it took me
yeah,
7 years to get my 4-year degree anyway. I
yeah.
should have just went in. The regret of my life. There you go.
All right. Well, here we are. It's. Well, I was gonna say 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock
Uh,
Eastern. I don't even know what time it is in Pacific time anymore. I can't
it
keep
is
track.
6:06. Perfect time to end.
6:06. All right. So please like, share, subscribe, do all the things down below. Leave us your questions. If for next week, if you guys have any questions about
Paranormal.
paranormal phenomenon or anything to ask, wow, an abductee, we would appreciate it. I mean, hopefully you'll be here with us
Yeah.
anyway. So that's what we're gonna do next week. So join us then, and in the meantime,